Whew, I am baking. And it's only going to get hotter over the next few weeks. Hello again guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is the start of something good. We are off to Egypt in a few weeks time, and I can't wait to take you all along with us on this journey. As I said in my last video, before the Flashback Friday you saw last week, we are hiding a big secret this year, and all will become clear throughout that trip. So make sure you're subscribed and tuned in to my channel. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really special, and I can't wait for you all to see it. But before all of that, I'm going to answer your questions today. As you all know, I have asked you all over my YouTube, my Facebook page and my Instagram page. So if you haven't followed those, then go and do it. I asked you all to ask me some questions about my Egypt adventures, our travel adventures, airport, anything you wanted. Nothing was off limits. And you guys have asked some great questions, so I'm going to answer those right now in this video. So let's dive in right now. Wet the whistle. So I haven't thought these questions or anything. That I'm going to answer them as I read them to you guys. So the first question is it hot in Egypt? Well, yes. Although not baking all throughout, just like the UK, there are various temperatures throughout the year, but it never cools down to what we're used to. And I think it hardly ever rains there, maybe like for 10 minutes every year, something like that. Don't quote me on it, but from my experience, that's what I remember. So the answer is yes. If you want a holiday that is warm all year round, then Egypt is your place. So the next question was all the excursion recommendations and where to visit locally in the evenings too. Okay, so obviously we went to Cairo last year. Was incredible. I would highly recommend doing that if you guys haven't. It was such an experience from start to finish, especially if you've only visited Sharm El Sheikh like we have. It was really amazing to finally see the history behind that beautiful country that we love so much. So if you haven't watched the Cairo vlog, then go and watch it to see if it's a bit of you, because honestly it was amazing and we felt so safe. And yeah, the tour operator that we booked it through, because we didn't book it through TUI, because it was actually cheaper to go elsewhere, we actually booked it through TripAdvisor. It's called Clio Tours, and as you saw, we got a plane there and lunch was provided. They had bottles of water on the van, on the minibus, and yeah, it just ran so smoothly. The only thing I will say though, they changed the timing to pick us up last minute, which is something I hadn't told you guys. So originally we were going to be picked up at like 4 AM. That shifted to 7 AM, which obviously great because we got more sleep. But as you know, I'm an early bird anyway, and so is Ash. So to be honest, we missed out by a couple of hours. So it felt a little rushed at the pyramids, but me and Ash were determined to not be rushed. And we went inside, and we were the only ones from that group that decided to do that, because truthfully, why would you go all the way to Cairo and not go inside the pyramids? Like, it's a once in a lifetime thing, really, for most. It will be for us anyway, I think. So yeah, we went inside, and yeah, you know the rest. It was fabulous. It was fabulous. Also, just to touch on that final part, where to visit locally in the evenings as well. You've got Soho Square, which is just round the corner from the hotel. Not round the corner, but down the road. And you've also got Nama Bay. That's also not too far away in a taxi. So you have got those two options. I hear Soho Square is a lot better than Nama Bay, but I can't truthfully comment on that because I've only visited Nama Bay back in 2005, actually. So it's probably changed a lot since then. But yeah, to be honest with you guys, we are so happy with what we have at the resort. We haven't ventured out yet to Soho Square. And as you know, the resort has everything. So yeah, we're happy with what we've got there. But maybe we'll do that this year. We'll see. All dependent on time. All become clear. Sorry, I know I'm talking in riddles about that, but I'm trying hard not to tell you guys yet because I love to tell you guys everything. As you know, I'm an open book, but you're going to appreciate the surprise. Trust me, I hope. Okay, so the next question was, if you wasn't going to visit Egypt, where else do you see yourself visiting? Now, I've had a few questions like this. Another one was, do you think you'll ever get bored of the same hotel, as lovely as it is? And another one was similar, but I'll get to that. So to answer that as an all-rounder question, we adore Egypt. We really adore Egypt, as you know. And there's so many reasons as to why, which I'll get to. But truthfully, no. I don't see myself getting bored of Egypt. The hotel, who knows? As it currently is, no, because it's so lovely. The staff are amazing, the food is amazing. It's got everything that we want in a hotel. So why would we want to risk changing that? Because obviously, as you guys know, we travel around throughout the year. So the places that are on like my bucket list or I fancy throughout the year, we try and fit in around this 2-week holiday that we have, because it is a holiday for us, this one. Although I film every single day to share with you guys, it still feels like a relaxing, perfect paradise for me. And Egypt has a special place in our hearts. As you know from my last video, the Flashback Friday, Ash proposed there. It was the first country we visited together abroad. We met amazing friends there all those years ago, so we had fantastic times, and I visited there as a child as well. And the weather's beautiful. I love the culture and the laid back vibes that they give, that, you know, I'm trying to answer this in a way that you guys will know how much I love it, but I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. And I don't see myself getting bored with Egypt. And the only reason I would get bored of the hotel is if they made significant changes, which could happen, you never know. There are a couple of things I've heard, but I'm not going to go by what I've heard. I'm going to wait till I experience it in person when I go, and I'll give you my thoughts on that when we're there. But yeah, all-rounder, no. And where would I see myself visiting if we didn't go to Egypt? So probably somewhere hot still. As you know, I love the heat. I love a tan. And I love like the laid back culture vibes. So, I don't know. So, okay, I'm going to tell you something. We have got a country booked that we are going to visit next May. And that has been on my bucket list for various reasons, and I'll obviously tell you that close to the time. But that is obviously something we've slotted in around Egypt, so yeah, I can't wait to take you to there. So that is one place that I really wanted to visit. So that's where I'd go. But thankfully we're going to Egypt as well. So yeah, yeah, I can't say any more. Okay, would you go to another part of Egypt or stay at another hotel in Sharm? So, okay, I know a couple of people that have been to Hurghada and they've also been to Sharm, and their honest opinion is they prefer Sharm. So I'm not in a rush to go to Hurghada, truthfully. Maybe if there was a fantastic hotel and a great deal that you guys wanted to see and that I wanted to visit, maybe. But Sharm El Sheikh is probably the place we would stick at, unless we were going on like excursions as such, to like Cairo, places like that. So Sharm is probably the base where we would stay. Another hotel in Sharm. So going back to the last question, we are a bit dubious about not trying, because I love to try new things, but if I couldn't go to Coral Sea as well as, I'm a bit like, oh, what if it's not living up to what Coral Sea is? It's really hard when you find a place you love, isn't it? To shift away from that, especially if that hotel is just down the road from you, you know? However, me and Ash have spoken about possibly visiting other hotels in Sharm. But it's just about taking that jump, I guess. We'll see. And one of those hotels I would really like to try one day is the Rixos. So if you guys have tried that, let me know what it was like and how it compares in the comments below. Because I'd like to know. I'd like to obviously try it, because apparently Coral Sea, Sensatori and the Rixos, they're on like a par with each other. So I want to know the pros and cons. Obviously I know the pros and cons of here, Sensatori, but I don't know it of there. So we'll see. We'll see. Bear with. So another one of the questions is, sorry if this dips in and out of blurriness, guys. I'm using a ring light now for this, so hopefully it becomes a bit clearer, because the light sometimes like adjusts as the British sun goes in and out like it does. So hopefully when I edit this back it won't be blurring in and out. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But the next question was, have you ever visited Nama Bay or Soho Square, and do you plan on going to Luxor? Yeah, we really hope to visit Luxor one day. We really do. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? And have you ever visited Nama Bay or Soho Square? As I said earlier, Nama Bay, yeah, I have. But not in a very long time. And Soho Square, no, but I know a lot of people that do and they adore it. So maybe we'll try it. We'll see. Yeah, if I can drag myself away from the resort. The next question, what is your favourite thing to do whilst holidaying in Egypt? Oh, sunbathe, snorkeling, eat, have a voddy in the evening, a banana colada, which hopefully is there this year. I've heard it is back, so we'll see. Chilling, talking to you lot, like meeting new people, meeting the people that watch my channel. There's so many things I love, so many things. Seeing the staff again, and the people that like, oh, the locals, they're amazing. Everything, like everything. I adore it. I adore Egypt so much. Yeah, let's move on, because I could talk about that all day. What are the smaller details that you love about Egypt as a whole? About Egypt, the history, the culture and what they believe in. I love the fact that the small things were important to the Egyptian people. Yeah, it's just the little things they're excited about, and I really love that. Because that's what life's about. Life's about smiling, life's about being happy and being excited about a sunrise or a sunset. That is really what life boils down to, right? We all like these nice things, and I do, you know, I'm human, of course we do. But it's about remembering what's important, and like what's important is happiness, and I feel like that is the vibe I get from Egypt. So yeah, hope that answers your question. And the same person also answered, Matt would like to know how tall are camels, and I've got no idea. So I'm going to Google that right now. Funny fact, actually, let's answer it first. How tall are camels? The camel is 10 to 11 feet long, 5'2" to 5'9" tall at shoulder height, or 7.2 to 11.2 long, and 6'6" tall. Yeah, from what I remember from my time on a camel many years ago, was it like 10 years ago now? Yeah, 11, 12 years ago now. I got on a camel, but the funny thing is, Ash said, no, don't go on a camel, please. Like, we were going out of the hotel that we stayed at all those years ago. And I was like, I'm not going to get on a camel. I'm just not. Like, I don't want to. I'm scared to. I'm not going to. And before I knew it, I was on top of a camel. Like, arms in the air, like, woo, smiling for the camera. I don't know what happened, guys. I truthfully don't know what happened, but I was up there. Looked like I was loving life, but I was so scared because the heights thing. But yeah, I got on a camel. But I don't remember it being that tall when I was on the floor, but when I was up high, I remember it being tall. So yeah, that answers that question. Ugh, gasping. Literally, let me dry that off. Probably just put water down my top now. Yeah. That is how hot it is today. It's even showing condensation onto the mats. What one thing should you pack for Egypt that is an absolute must? Well, sun cream. Because yeah, the heat is hot, and I know a few people actually that have booked Egypt and they're like, oh no, I'm fine. And yeah, you will be fine. And I tan very easily, so I, touch wood, rarely ever have problems with sunburn and things like that. But I would never risk only putting on cream once a day or twice a day even, to be honest. I put it on whenever the part of my body feels hot. The minute I think, oh, my skin's feeling hot, I put it on. I don't wait for like the results. And you guys have seen my videos. It doesn't stop you tanning. It just stops you getting burnt. And I think that's where people like go wrong. They think, oh no, I'm not going to tan, but you do. You get a better tan the more you put on. So sun cream, yeah, that's an absolute must when you go to Egypt. Okay, so the next one is, did you book the Ivo Beach? If so, what's that like for the day? I've not booked Ivo Beach. I think it was new last year, or maybe it was the year before it was new. Well, no, it would just be new to us. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But did I book it? What's it like? I hear it's lovely. Really, really lovely. especially if you like your own privacy and things like that. I personally don't. I do like, obviously, private time and stuff, but when I'm sunbathing and in the pool and... Oh. Okay, so the ring light's died. It's run out of charge, so I have used that twice today, to be fair. So I've put the big light on. Hopefully that's all right, guys. Fingers crossed. But the next question, did I book Ivo Beach? As I was saying, sorry, I prefer people around me when I'm on holiday, if I'm honest. I like to watch, like everyone does, and I like to have a little chin wag if you're in the pool, like, how's everyone's holiday going, you know. So I'm too nosy to go somewhere like that, to be honest. But it's nice if you want that private moments with your other half and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd recommend it. People love it who have been, so give it a try if that's your sort of thing. Without a doubt, give it a try. Yeah, and then the same person, Gary Ward, thank you for your questions. How was booking the pyramids trip? A little plane in a foreign place scares me a little. It was absolutely fine. As I said earlier, booking the trip was so easy, and it was cheaper than the TUI one. And the plane, don't get me wrong, you saw my face in the video, I was a bit like, oh, but that's only because I hadn't been on one before. If I was to go on one again, I don't think I'd be like that because I've experienced it before. And it just made the trip a lot more exciting. If anything, I felt like Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. Yeah, I just loved it from start to finish. I was sweaty, I was hot, I felt like gritty, I don't know if that's a word, but I loved it. I loved feeling that way. I felt like I'd experienced something, because the perfection of like the hotel and that was stripped right back. We were back to basics, and yeah, it just made the whole Cairo trip so much more exciting. So go for it. Honestly, you will regret not doing it once in your life, 100%. And I've learned that, like, go for it. If you're thinking about it, do it. We only regret those things we didn't try, so do it. And then, is there a rush when you go to get sunbeds and things like that? No, there isn't. The only thing I do remember is the adults pool. Those beds went quite quickly because people liked the day beds that are around. And obviously it's a smaller pool, so those ones probably filled up a lot quicker. You've also got the family area. I don't think they get... my sister and her family are there right now, and she's FaceTimed me various times throughout the day. And she keeps saying how lovely and quiet it is there, and that there's sunbeds there all day. And they went to the main area halfway through the day the other day, to go to the toddler pool, and there was sunbeds just like that. So no, you don't. Obviously if you like a particular spot, I guess someone may have that, but there's so many others, and it's a big pool, so you won't struggle, you'll be fine. What about finding tables at breakfast, lunch and dinner is another question. So you don't have to find a table, never. In any restaurant you go to, that's one thing I love about this resort. You get guided to your table all throughout the day. This is horrible, this lighting, sorry. I think I'm really dark, but hopefully we can roll with it. Yeah, you get guided to your table at all meal times, and you're treated so nicely. You're treated so nicely. And if you didn't want to sit in a certain place, they'll ask you, where do you want to sit? I remember last year, the wonderful lady that works there, she said before we went in the Italian, where would you like? Do you want a booth or do you want a table? And we like a booth. So yeah, you've got options. It's amazing, and you're in for a treat, Gary. You really are in for a treat. You're gonna love every moment of it. I know you are. That's how confident I am. It would really have to change between now and when you go for you to not enjoy it, and I really doubt that it will. So the next question was, how child friendly is the hotel, and would you say it is value for money for a family with a toddler? Well, as I say, obviously I don't have kids. Me and Ash don't have kids, so I can't answer from a personal point of view, but I can answer. Obviously my sister and her family are there right now, and they're loving every single moment of it, and her kids aren't bored whatsoever. So yeah, I'd say it is. She'd say it is. And I'm sure a lot of the families that visit there as well also say it is. So go for it. Okay, so I've got a question here as well saying, I hear a lot about upset bellies when visiting Egypt, and not to eat the salads or have ice in drinks as it can upset your tummy. Is this true? So I'm speaking from point of view of this hotel, and I think a lot of people, if I'm honest, and I'm not discrediting what they think, but I think a lot of people don't drink enough water or fluids throughout the day. I love a vodka. You guys know that. I love a cocktail. So I'm saying drink the alcohol 100%, but just beware, your body will go into dehydration very quickly because of the climate that you're in if you don't drink enough water. I have never, touch wood, have never experienced an upset stomach whilst I've been there. And I drink a bottle of water every single half an hour. Yeah, without fail. And I have the ice in the drinks, and I eat the salads, and I've been absolutely fine throughout. So to obviously narrow that question down, I think a lot of the dodgy stomach and things like that can be because of dehydration. I just truly believe that, because it can so easily happen if you're not drinking enough fluids, and you spend all day in the sun. You're literally going from like temperatures of Britain to like 40 degrees, and that's going to shock the body. Also, another thing, going in and out of aircon into the hot heat, that can also do that. Again, you're shocking your body. So just make little changes, I guess, and see how it goes. I'm not saying you won't get a dodgy belly from it, but if you do, there are these tablets you can get from the pharmacy in the hotel, or there is a pharmacy just outside the resort. I think we visited there in the first set of videos I did, and they do these tablets called called Antinol, and they're specifically designed for there. So they actually will cure the bug or whatever it is inside your belly very quickly, and you'll feel right as rain. So there is that option if you did, but I'm not saying you will, and I'm not saying you won't. Fingers crossed you won't. But yeah, that's my answer to that question. Hopefully I answered it as well as I could. So, my husband is flying on an Australian passport from the UK. Does he need a visa? If I'm honest, Sarah, I really don't know the answer to that question. And I wouldn't want to answer it because I'm not a professional on that one. But obviously, thank you for asking it. My recommendation to you is to ask the travel agent you book through. I personally don't need a visa unless I'm going outside of, obviously, Sharm El Sheikh. But ultimately, usually no, but I don't know how it works for Australian citizens with an Australian passport, sorry. But ask your travel agent that you booked it through, presume TUI, and hopefully they'll let you know. But thank you so much for the question, and thank you for watching my channel, I appreciate it. So the next one, how much, how often, and what currency do people recommend tipping? So I've seen a mixture really. People say American dollars. If you can get hold of Egyptian pounds, then that. But we usually use English money. We usually tip at the start of our holiday, and sort of midway through, and whenever we feel, obviously, which is all the time, because the service is so brilliant, we obviously tip with English throughout our holiday. So yeah, but I will push, guys, don't feel that that is a given, that you have to do that, that you're not forced to do that, and your service will still be spectacular if you don't. I think those that do tip, I know I speak for me, it's because I'm just so happy with obviously what the guys are doing there, and I just want to show my appreciation in some way to the staff that work there. So that's why I do it. But obviously don't feel like you have to if you can't do it, you know? That everyone will be treated just as special. So yeah. So the next one, hijack, I'm going for the first time at the end of September, 71 days time. And that was a few days ago now. So even less for you, Tam, even less for you. I'm also thinking about booking again at the end of March next year, but wondering if the pools are warm enough to use at the time of year. Thanks. Okay, so have an amazing time in September. I know you will. And if you do get round to booking in March, I know a lady, Lou, who went in March, and she used the pool. But that was a different hotel. But I know that I think the pools might be heated. I'm not... yeah, I think the pools are heated. I'll have to double check and get back to you properly, but I'm sure the pools are heated. So the pools will be fine to get in, I believe. It might be a little bit more chilly than usual, but yeah, 100% I'd say it's okay to use. I know James and Izzy from Keeping Up with the Browns, they went in January, I think, and they were in the pool, so, and they said it was lovely. They've actually booked to go again, so yeah, I recommend it. Book away. I would go every month if I could, Tam, so please go for it. If you don't book, I'll book it for you. Okay, so next question. Oh God, I'm enjoying this, guys. I'm really enjoying this. There's so many of you as well, so thank you. Thanks for all your questions. So, hey, hey. Can't wait for the next series. What would you say is your favourite excursion? You need to go to White Island. It looks amazing. Okay, so White Island, I'll look into that. I've not heard of it. Obviously, we've only been to Cairo so far. So that will be my favourite excursion. But I have seen one. Obviously last year, as you saw, guys, I tackled my fear of snorkelling in the Red Sea, and it was stunning. It was a stunning experience. And I have seen an excursion to Tehran Island, and you get to do snorkelling around that, and that looks so fun. So I might try that at some point, whenever. And I'll let you know. So yeah, Cairo is my favourite so far. It was just magnificent. It was magnificent. And I definitely recommend it. Thank you for your question, Holly. Okay, so someone's asked, hi, not an Egypt question, but still a general holiday question. What lounge do you prefer at Gatwick, number 1 or Plaza Lounge? Looking forward to more Sensatori vlogs. Thank you so much, Sam, for your question. Really appreciate it. And my favourite lounge, without a doubt, is the Plaza Premium Lounge. I adore that one, and Ash does as well. We've booked that for this year as well. So we're going back to that one. Reason why? It just seemed a lot quieter, because it's a smaller lounge. I really liked the food as well, and I liked the fact that the drinks weren't like by a pump. You got them in like a proper can and proper bottle if it's a beer and things like that. I just liked that touch, really. So yeah, Plaza Premium all the way, loved it. Okay, so the next one. Hey guys, I've watched your last 2 vlogs series from Sensatori and we love that hotel. But have you ever, how bizarre, I've just had an email from Egypt. You'll find out. So I'll get back to the question. Sorry guys, but that was weird, wasn't it? The email came through just as we're talking about it. So, have I ever stayed anywhere else in Egypt? If so, where? And how was it compared to Sensatori? We've been going to Egypt over the last 15 years. Wow, you love it just as much as we do. And always go to different hotels. Always a great adventure as it's never the same. Look forward to seeing your next vlogs. So, yes, as you guys know, well, maybe you don't. Well, you do. We visited Egypt. I visited 3 times before we went in 2022 with you guys. And I visited Coral Sea. It was just called Coral Sea back then, in 2005, for the first time. And the hotel had been open 6 weeks at that point. And everything was brand new. And I went with my parents and my little sister. And I just remember it being like one of those holidays from my childhood that sticks with me. And then didn't go again until 2012. Me and Ash were looking for a holiday abroad together, our first holiday abroad. And I said, Egypt. Like, he went, I want to go somewhere that's warm, that's friendly, that's nice. I went, well, Egypt always sticks in my mind. So we booked up Coral Sea again, not the Sensatori. It's now called Coral Sea Water World. We went there in 2012 and it was lovely. We made some friends there and had the best time. Egypt was just as special as the first time we went, when I went. So we then booked for 2014 again to Coral Sea Water World, and the water park was there at that point. Had a great time, a real great time, and then life stopped for us holiday wise in between then. We had a couple of city breaks and a wedding in Vegas, but we hadn't had a 2-week holiday for 8 years, but when 2022 came round. So we was toying with the idea of booking Coral Sea Water World because it's what we knew, and we were so close to booking it, and then Ash said, what about the Sensatori? It's just down the road. And I said, oh, but what if it's not the same? He said, it looks really lovely. Really lovely. I'm like, well, you decide, you know, I'll go with what you decide. And he's like, oh, that's the easy option. But truthfully, I would have gone with whatever, you know. I was just happy to go back after all those years. So we booked the Sensatori, and obviously on the lead up, like you guys have discovered my videos, there wasn't any videos, like vlogs to watch. So I hadn't seen anything of the hotel. My stomach is rumbling, I'm starving. Hadn't seen anything of the hotel until we arrived, really. And I was blown away. And as you guys have seen in my first set of vlogs, that was my reaction from the beginning. Adored it, adored it. Hence why we went back, and we're going back again. So yeah, we do love trying new places, but we usually try those places around this main holiday for us, as I said earlier. But yeah, it was the right choice to change. So yes, I have tried another hotel there, and it was lovely, and we've got great memories there. And maybe one day we'll go back just for like nostalgia and to see what it's like and what's changed. But for now, we're really happy with the Sensatori. We really love it. We really love it. So yeah, thanks for watching my vlogs. And I hope you enjoy these ones too. Okay, so the next one. Hi Jack, would you ever go somewhere else in Egypt? We went to... Okay, I answered that one earlier, but one thing I will say is thank you so much for the end part. Love your videos and enjoy all your travels this year. You've enjoyed them. Thank you. Thank you. Honestly, thank you, Lucy. Thank you. It means a lot that you've stuck with me, and it means a lot that you've enjoyed our travels with us. So thanks for coming along on the journey. Okay. So, the next question is from John and Paul's Travels. Hi guys, thanks for your question. What's your favourite thing about the resort? Well, just the whole thing. The whole thing. The food, the experience, everyone. Yeah, absolutely adore it. But, one thing I will say that sticks out for me the most, because that's what I'm wanting right now, is... I just love the Tehran restaurant on the beach for dinner. I just can imagine me sitting there with the violinist playing whilst I'm eating my Mexican food, and the flames are going off in the kitchen, and you've got the beach in front of you, and you can see Tehran Island just lit up by the moonlight. That is where that is the moment I'm gonna be so excited for when we get there this year. This year, we're weeks away, so oh my god, oh my god. I mean, just to put it into perspective, when you see this video, I would have already started filming my pack with me. So just to put it like that, that's how close we are to going. Oh. You know that nervous excitement? I've got it right now. Yeah. Okay, so hi lads, are you going to the Sensatori? Yes. And then the next question. Hi Jack, love your videos. Just wondering, do I need to get a visa for Sharm El Sheikh? Some websites say yes, some say no. Thought I'd ask you. No, you don't need a visa to visit Sharm El Sheikh. Only if you're going out of Sharm El Sheikh. But you're fine with what you are to go on holiday to Sharm El Sheikh. Okay, so the last question. When are you guys heading back to Sharm El Sheikh, Coral Sea, Sensatori? I love your vlogs. Well, as you guys know, we are heading back very soon, and I'm so excited to take you all along with us. Oh, I can't believe this holiday series has begun. We are officially beginning the Egypt vlogs. Okay guys, I hope I answered those questions as best as I could. Thank you for asking them. It's been a lot of fun and it's great to hear your thoughts, so thank you. In the next video, we're going to be preparing for Egypt. You're going to help me sort through all what I've bought so far, and what else I need to buy before our trip, because it's fast approaching and I need to get it. So you're going to help me with that before we pack the case for Egypt. Ah! Oh my god. But until then, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. And as always, stay happy, stay positive. I love you all so much. And I'll see you in the next video when we prepare for Egypt. Take care, guys.